Here is today's culprit, and here's what we're looking at. I've never seen a skid steer crack in this spot before, but we're gonna gouge it out, weld this thing up. We also have a matching crack on this side. So the guys were good enough to move it into the shop. Obviously a lot nicer than working outside. And here's a little bit better of an up close of those cracks. We're gonna need to clean that up and then see where that goes in there. Obviously, we're gonna need to cover up these hydraulic lines and these wires. So we'll throw a fireproof blanket over basically this whole area. And we're just gonna air arc this fucker out. It shouldn't take too long. I've taken this little nylon wire brush to it, and it seems we're lucky. The crack ends right there and doesn't go all the way down into the machine. I think this is just a design flaw crack. I don't think there was really too much wrong with the weld. I mean, you can see that fucking giant pit right there, but it's not cracked through that. So to me, that says that this is just a design flaw. So the next thing we're gonna do here, just like when you're working on any piece of equipment or vehicle, is we're going to remove the battery. Some people say it's unnecessary to do this, but it takes 5 seconds, and it's some really cheap insurance that could save you thousands. In hindsight, I should have ground a little spot off of the paint where I started gouging. It probably would have been a little bit more consistent had I done that and not so sputtery. And that, kids, is why you always have a fucking fire extinguisher nearby. Especially when you work on this heavy equipment, there's always fucking piles of grease in it. And you're likely to set it on fire. So even with me taking the best precautions I could, throwing the fire blanket over, wetting it, I soaked the inside of that with fucking water before I started gouging. As you can see, I'm a little fucking shook from that one, because that, burning the machine down and then consequently a building, that's a career-ending move, kids. You gotta be careful. So I start off welding, and then I quickly realize that the amperage is set too high. In hindsight, as I look back at this footage, what I think I could have done to prevent that fire was get some Gorilla Tape and tape the fiberglass blanket up to the other side. You know, you'd think after all these years of welding and filmmaking, I would be able to line the shot up. This pissed me off more than anything. Like, the back of my head? Really? And while I was putting the camera in its place, I was like, oh, an overhead shot. How cool. This is going to be awesome. I don't get many overhead shots. And, yep, managed to fuck that one up. So we have it all in. As you can see, I struggled with that a lot. The metal's not all the same thickness here. This appears to be like 1/2 inch. This is like 1/4. And then this is like 3/8. And then this is like, I think, 1/4 as well. So it was kind of a pain in the ass. Now we're gonna take a grinder, we're gonna back gouge this, make a nice even surface, and then we'll weld it out with more of that Polaris A. So as you can see, this side turned out a little bit cleaner. The only reason I gouged over there was because, well, I needed to get the grinder in there. And after setting the machine on fire a few times, I opted to just use the grinder. Less sparks, not as hot. So we're gonna go ahead and back gouge this side too, get it to where I'm comfortable. Okay, so as you can see, everything is pretty even, ready to weld on that side, as well as this side. So we have this side done. Definitely nothing to write home to mom about, but it was a funky ass crack. It split off like a spider web in multiple directions, so I just approached it the best way I could think I could do. Now, as my buddy Icy Weld says, this is not a how to do it, especially this one. Holy fuck, I made some problems for myself on this one, with the grease burning and the way I gouged it. Not a how to, definitely not. But I have complete faith that this repair is going to hold on for the rest of the lifetime of this machine. This one looks a little bit better. Again, not winning any beauty competitions, but it should hold. It's a little cold out for this paint probably. Yeah, it looks like shit. It's just too cold. That's funny. I just learned something because this is the side I finished welding last. Look at how much better that paint is sticking than on this side. So apparently the warmth of the weld will make the paint stick a little bit better. I guess that's good to know. And again, this isn't no fucking beauty competition. It's really just to keep it from rusting. And if he's not happy with the color, I'll go over it with the matching. I just don't have it. I had this color. Well, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Melting Metal Anthony. If you like what you saw here today, like, subscribe, share, do the whole 9 for your boy. If you didn't like it, go fuck yourself. If you really, really liked it and you want to show your boy a little support, the link to my store is below. You can get yourself a Melting Metal t-shirt, or you can buy any of the shit I wear on a regular basis, like these here winter boots, my Optra welding hood, the 3M respirator, or the various other tools I use. And of course, the Polaris A from Rockmount will be in the description below. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, hopefully more than I did, because I underestimated the fuck out of it, and that fucking sucked, honestly. Especially when I set the machine on fire. I about gave myself a goddamn heart attack on that one. But anyway, guys, keep dragging her on, keep pushing me, keep doing what you do, and I'll catch you on the next video.